The drama surrounding this fight is not rooted in trash talk or viral clips alone. It lives in the quiet moments of a training camp that feels heavier than most. Because this is not just another bout on the schedule. This is the kind of fight that redraws lines overnight. The kind that can turn a champion into a legend or freeze a career in an uncomfortable place history never forgets. As Anthony Joshua enters the final day of camp, there is no chaos, no frantic urgency. The work has already been done. The heavy sparring is finished. The damage has been taken and absorbed weeks ago. What remains now is refinement, stillness, and a man sitting with the reality of what waits for him under the lights. Joshua moves through the gym with calm intensity, shadowboxing slowly, listening more than speaking, conserving energy like someone who understands exactly where he is in the arc of his career. This stage is not about proving toughness. It is about discipline and experience, about trusting the process that carried him to Olympic gold, multiple world titles, and some of the highest peaks the heavyweight division has seen in decades. Every movement feels intentional. Every breath feels measured. This is not a fighter chasing headlines. This is a fighter preparing for Judgment Day, knowing that weeks of sacrifice will collapse into a single night where nothing else matters. There is a clarity in the way Joshua speaks about boxing now. Not desperation. Not fear. Acceptance. He talks like someone who understands that once the walk to the ring begins, there is no turning back, no alternate path, no room for hesitation. If fear ruled him, he would not be here. If doubt consumed him, he would not have endured months of preparation. The calm comes from knowing the work is complete. When the bell rings, it becomes simple. It is what it is. This chapter of Joshua's career carries more weight because of what came before it. His name still echoes with achievements most fighters only dream of, but the loss to Daniel Dubois in 2024 forced a reckoning. Nearly a year away from the ring gave him something rare for elite fighters. Perspective. Time to reset not just his body, but his identity. The return is not fueled by ego. It is fueled by curiosity, by the desire to see what version of himself still exists when stripped of expectation. That curiosity has led him down unfamiliar paths. New training teams, new voices, new methods, a deliberate cut down to a weight he has never made before, something that initially seemed like a concession but has instead become a revelation. Lighter, faster, sharper. The adjustment was not forced. It was embraced. A challenge turned into a blessing. Joshua did not resist it. He leaned into it, discovering a version of himself that feels renewed rather than diminished. Across from him stands Jake Paul, a fighter whose journey defies every traditional blueprint boxing has ever known. A path built through social media, controversy, and relentless self-belief. His presence in this moment angers purists and excites casual fans in equal measure. His record is debated, his legitimacy questioned. But what cannot be denied is his ability to arrive at moments others said were impossible. This is not an exhibition. This is heavyweight boxing, 8 rounds under real rules, broadcast globally on Netflix, with no place to hide once the bell rings. Paul has leaned fully into the role of underdog, a position he claims to know well. He speaks with confidence that borders on audacity, but there is a pattern to his career that cannot be ignored. He seeks the challenge people say will end him. He thrives in spaces where expectations are stacked against him. For Paul, this fight is not about proving critics wrong one more time. It is about rewriting the ceiling people have placed above his head. The contrast between the two fighters could not be sharper. Joshua carries the weight of legacy, history, and the expectations of an entire era of heavyweight boxing. Paul carries momentum, belief, and the freedom of someone with little to lose and everything to gain. One represents the establishment. The other represents disruption. And the collision between those two forces is what has turned this fight into something bigger than the sum of its parts. Joshua has made it clear that he is not underestimating the task. He has trained with the seriousness reserved for elite opponents, bringing in coaches known for developing technical mastery and movement, surrounding himself with people who challenge him rather than comfort him. Training away from London removed distractions. It forced focus. The gym became a sanctuary where everything unnecessary was stripped away. Just a ring, weights, and work. Boxing in its purest form. Paul, meanwhile, has spoken openly about strategy, about speed and angles, about exploiting what he believes are limitations in Joshua's style. He talks about skills rather than power, about movement rather than size. Whether those beliefs hold up under real heavyweight pressure is the question that will define the night. Confidence is easy in interviews. It is tested in exchanges. The business of the fight looms just as large as the sporting question. Massive numbers. Record-breaking reach. A spectacle that blends sport and entertainment in a way boxing has increasingly embraced. Some see it as the future. Others see it as a threat to tradition. Joshua seems unbothered by that debate. For him, the ring remains the truth. Everything else fades when the gloves touch. As fight week approaches, the tension shifts. This is no longer about talk shows or betting lines. It is about legacy. For Joshua, a dominant win reasserts his place among the elite and silences doubts about his trajectory. A loss would reshape the narrative of his career in ways no amount of past glory could fully erase. For Paul, victory would be seismic, one of the most shocking moments in modern boxing history. Defeat would still leave him with the credit of daring greatly, but the illusion of limitless ascent would crack. The gym Joshua walks through in these final days feels symbolic. An empty warehouse transformed by effort and belief. No luxury, no excess, just the essentials. It mirrors the fight itself. Strip away the noise, and what remains is a man preparing to test himself one more time against the unknown. This is why the fight matters. Not because of spectacle alone, but because of what it reveals. About preparation. About courage. About whether experience outweighs hunger, or hunger overwhelms experience. On December 19th, there will be no filters, no edits, no second takes. Just two men and the truth the ring always delivers. So